Joining us now, Jim Giaccone, who lost his brother Joe, and Ashley Bisman, who was just 16 at the time, lost her father Jeffrey. Both men were in their offices at Cantor Fitzgerald in the North Tower when the attack occurred. Jim and Ashley, good morning. Boy, I'm listening to the bagpipes. We're sitting here at the very spot where your loved ones passed, and I just wondered if you just have reflections in this particular moment.
For me personally, the bagpipes always evoke such emotion to me. I remember those days of those bagpipes coming down the streets, and it's just overwhelming today. All the memories bubble up, good and bad.
Ashley, for you to be here, you were just 16 when you lost your dad. And I know for years it was something you didn't want to talk about. It was unspeakable. What does it mean to be here, to speak his name, to remember him?
It's the word overwhelming is the perfect thing to say, really, to be in the very place where my dad was 20 years ago. He was on the 101st floor, and to think that that's where he was killed, and now I'm sitting here, it's really heart-wrenching. But to be able to speak his name and remember him on this day, I'm honored to do that.
Jim, your brother Joe had children, and I always think about, boy, how are they? What have they become? How are his children?
His children are wonderful.
Yeah.
They're good souls. My nephew is just coming to the point where he's able to speak about it, and he's become a big advocate for his father's name. My niece, my nephew was 10. My niece was 13. She's much more quiet, but she's doing really well. And in fact, a little anecdotal note is that my niece married a Muslim boy, and we welcomed him into our family. And he's just a wonderful person.
It speaks to the power of healing and love.
It's poetry.
It is poetry. And Ashley, I mean, we're talking about the kids. It's your dad that lost you, and look how you have flourished yourself. You've written a book about your experiences. What was it like for you to grow up these last 20 years with this defining moment happening when you were just 16 years old?
Yes, that's exactly what I write about in Chasing Butterflies, my memoir. It was really hard to navigate through life having lost my dad, especially living in Manhattan in my 20s and trying to create a life for myself and be happy, and doing that in the shadow of the Freedom Tower was really difficult. But I did find ultimately that as they were rebuilding that Freedom Tower, I was rebuilding myself in a way. And it's nice to be, 36 years old now and married with my two beautiful children, and I hope my dad would be proud.
Jim, I watched you give a speech. By the way, you're so moving when you talk about your brother. But you described climbing this mountain, and at the top of the mountain, when you finally did it, you talked about how you left a note for your brother. And I don't know if you want to share that, but I was just curious what that was.
Well, like you said, we climbed a mountain, and we found a pickle jar up on the top of this mountain, and people were leaving folded up notes inside of it. I found a pen and paper, and I wrote down my thoughts and prayers to my brother, and one thing I will share with you is that I promised him that I would never let him be forgotten, and that's my life's goal.
We both are carrying that on this morning. We remember your brother, we remember your daddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much. We really appreciate it. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with your families today.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.